An unthinkable crime at a San Diego nursing home. What an assistant is accused of doing behind closed doors.
Jet fuel raining down on the Los Angeles students on the playground. Why a Delta flight didn't follow the usual protocols.
And bundles of drugs found strapped to the body of a 14-year-old boy in the East County.
But first, the driver in a deadly wrong-way crash this morning was the father of 7. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Kimberly Hunt. Christian Zarita fled from a traffic stop early this morning in Oceanside. He crashed going the wrong way on the 5 in Carlsbad. And 10 News reporter Jennifer De La Cruz discovered this isn't the first time he ran from police.
10 News pulled court documents for Christian Zarita. His wife tells 10 News he was the driver going the wrong way on the 5 freeway overnight that ended in a deadly crash. Records show charges dating back to 1999, including stolen vehicles, burglary, and theft. The most recent one for evading officers at a traffic stop. He was scheduled to appear in court for that charge tomorrow. Early this morning, Oceanside police say they tried pulling him over for not using a blinker, but he wouldn't stop, then leading them on a high-speed chase on and off the 5 and 78 freeways. The driver going the right way at times and the wrong way up to 100 miles per hour until crashing head-on with this Pontiac Grand Prix, the impact killing both drivers. The driver of the Pontiac, a 19-year-old Marine stationed at Camp Pendleton.
Wrong-way collisions are very rare, but when they do occur, we're talking about very high speeds coming together at incredible amounts of force.
10 News spoke to Zarita's wife over the phone, asking her why she thinks her husband took off in the first place. She said in part, "I think he panicked. He's scared of the police. He's scared of getting shot. He doesn't like police encounters. He probably panicked." Another passenger in Zarita's car was identified by Oceanside PD as 35-year-old Jesse Sosa. They say he refused to get out of the car after the crash, so they used a canine officer to get him to comply. He was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Jennifer De La Cruz, 10 News.
The name of the Camp Pendleton Marine who was killed has not yet been released.
Police stopped chasing the driver long before the crash because the speeds became too dangerous for officers to follow. Our 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is live. Now, she spoke with an expert in police practices who says officers were following protocol. Mimi.
Steve, the expert says that was absolutely the right move to make. We spoke with Oceanside police who tell us they actually only chased the suspect for about 3 blocks before it became too dangerous and they had to call off the pursuit.
You have to make the prudent and the right decision.
Paul Capitelli is a career law enforcement professional, spending decades with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department.
I started as a deputy sheriff there in 1978, and I retired as a captain in 2007.
He's also helped develop policies and trained officers on when and how they should pursue a suspect.
The key is always to know when is a good time to stop a pursuit.
Once Oceanside police attempted to pull over the driver for a minor traffic violation, police say he sped off, reaching speeds that became too dangerous to follow after just 3 blocks.
They strictly adhered to their policy of not pursuing somebody who's driving at that speed under those conditions and also going the wrong way on the freeway.
Some law enforcement agencies across the nation have implemented a no chase or very limited chase policy. This just went into effect in Atlanta this month, meaning officers will not get involved in a pursuit despite the circumstances.
I'm not in favor of a strict no pursuit policy. I believe that the best thing a law enforcement agency can do is to put policies into place that will acknowledge that there are risks involved in certain situations.
According to Oceanside Police Department's Policy and Procedure Manual, before deciding to initiate a pursuit, officers should consider many factors, including speed, safety to the public, and the seriousness of the offense.
But law enforcement can only do so much to try to limit the risk, and unfortunately the rest is in the hands of the behavior of the people themselves.
And Capitelli says officers usually choose to chase someone who has committed a violent crime over someone who just made a minor traffic violation. Reporting live, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Mimi, thank you. Stay on top of any new developments in this story with the 10 News mobile app. A free version is available in the App Store.
I'm Derek Stahl in the 10 News Live Center with breaking news. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn wants to take back his guilty plea. Michael Flynn is set to be sentenced in just a few days. You'll recall he pleaded guilty in 2017 of lying to the FBI during the Russia probe, and he cooperated with special counsel Robert Mueller. Well, experts say Flynn was on track for a light sentence, but his lawyers filed a memo downplaying his guilt, and that apparently upset the judge. Michael Flynn got some new attorneys, and his new legal team, they just filed this moments ago. It says Michael Flynn hereby moves to withdraw his plea because of the government's bad faith, vindictiveness, and breach of the plea agreement. In the Live Center, I'm Derek Stahl, 10 News.
Thank you, Derek. And a shocking surprise from the sky over LA today. Cell phone video captured a Delta plane dumping fuel that landed on several schools. The flight bound for China had an engine issue and was forced to make an emergency landing back at LAX. It dumped fuel as it came back, which landed on dozens of students and staff below.
Insane, and I mean, you would think they would know where they're flying.
It was pretty scary. I didn't know what was happening. I was kind of frightened.
Many children reported skin irritation, but no one went to the hospital. The plane landed without incident. The primary purpose of dumping fuel in midair is to lower an airplane's weight before landing. In most cases, airlines only dump in midair immediately before landing. The FAA says fuel is supposed to be dumped over designated unpopulated areas and typically at higher altitudes so the fuel disperses before it reaches the ground.
The Highway Patrol has identified the driver they say caused this deadly hit-and-run crash in National City. The CHP says a Toyota Tacoma was speeding down the 5 early Saturday morning when it collided with another car, causing a chain reaction of crashes. A Honda CR-V ended up crashing into those cars, killing the driver. The Tacoma drove off, but today the Highway Patrol put out these pictures of the last known driver of the truck, 45-year-old Raul Brown. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call the CHP. 3 teenagers are accused of smuggling meth through San Diego County. Last night, the Border Patrol found 3 bundles of crystal meth strapped to the body of a 14-year-old boy who was riding in a car stopped at the 94 checkpoint in Jamul. A search of the car uncovered 50 more pounds of meth in 3 backpacks. The man driving the car, along with those 3 teenage passengers, they were all arrested.
Well, a crackdown on vaping is coming to part of the county. This afternoon, the Board of Supervisors approved a 1-year moratorium on the sale or distribution of e-cigarette devices in unincorporated areas. The board also passed a ban on flavored tobacco products and an outdoor smoking ban at restaurants.
Well, it's important because people are dying. A 15-year-old girl just died. We've had hundreds of people hospitalized. We have people dying all the way across this country.
Some business owners opposed the new rules, saying they're already being careful not to sell to teenagers. And once it passes a second reading, the new law will take effect July 1st. Happening now, the La Mesa City Council is voting on getting rid of smoking in public places. The council is considering an ordinance that would make most outdoor spaces in La Mesa smoke-free. And that would include vaping and marijuana. There'd be some exceptions for a cigar bar and other over 21 establishments with patios. The council meeting started at 6 o'clock. We'll let you know the results of the vote on later editions of 10 News.
Now for a Team 10 investigation, a former assistant at a local nursing home is accused of raping a disabled patient. It's a story you'll see here first. Our investigator, Jennifer Kastner, discovered the patient was a wheelchair-bound stroke victim. And a warning, this material is graphic.
What may have happened behind the walls of this Paradise Hills nursing home is difficult to process. A terrifying accusation of rape that seemed to have slid under the radar for almost a year until now. It was a few months ago when 10 News was tipped off about Rio Vista Healthcare Center, which touts being named one of Newsweek's top nursing homes and having a Medicare 5-star rating. This week, San Diego police confirmed that detectives referred the case to the DA's office, which is charging 26-year-old Ariel Chavarin Camargo with forcible rape and a lewd act upon a dependent adult by a caretaker. He is now sitting in a South Bay jail. According to state documents, it happened last February to a 58-year-old wheelchair-bound woman who had been living there after suffering from a stroke and panic disorder. The morning after the alleged assault, she reportedly came crying to a nurse, claiming that the night before she was returning from the kitchen, and on her way back, one of the certified nursing assistants stated that one of her breasts was exposed. He followed her and he exposed his private parts to her. She said the CNA raped her for up to 3 minutes. A forensic exam found male DNA in her private area. The report reveals that when he was later questioned, he suggested that she came onto him, but admitted it happened. There was penetration. I feel bad. It happened so fast. Prosecutors believe that man is Shavarin Camargo. He resigned after the reported rape. In part of a statement to 10 News Tuesday, the nursing home wrote, "Our team took immediate steps last February to suspend the individual, to notify and to fully cooperate with authorities. We take all matters regarding patient safety and the conduct of staff seriously." Jennifer Kastner, 10 News.
Shavarin Camargo's next court hearing is scheduled for February 11th.
And we have a 10 News follow-up to the youth soccer fight that got out of control Sunday in Temecula. 2 boys started pushing on the field, and that's when a person on the sidelines ran out and punched a Chula Vista boy in the back of the head. Well, somebody then yelled that there was a gun, and that sent people running from surrounding fields. There was no gun. The Albion Soccer Club put out a statement today saying it's working closely with Cal South and U.S. Soccer to create higher standards and push for stricter consequences for sidelines and issues that cross the line.